Hey guys, Playoff Beards here. All right. This is the first official Sports Lab live on YouTube. We're excited to get this mission. So, tonight we have a few things. We got the NHL Trade Deadline just finished up on Friday. You got a nice list of top 10 plays and milestones of the week. And MSU took the Big Ten championship on Thursday last week. They had one more game on the docket that was tonight, and this afternoon, and they smashed that to win 6 straight. So Tom Izzo knows what he's doing with the boys. So we're gonna get into that as well. For anyone who's interested, my partner Ray and my other partner Derek might pop in today as well. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up some of the trade deadline stuff because I do want to talk about that. Philadelphia traded Kuzminko for a 7th round pick. Oh, sorry, and a 7th round pick from this year to Los Angeles for a 3rd round pick in 2027. I feel like some of these trades that don't make sense are the future considerations coming out. You know what I mean, from prior deals. Like, something I can really make sense of it because there's no way you would trade Kuzminko and something from this year for a 3rd round 2 years from now, right? So, let me see if it's gonna let you in. Let me see. Sorry, I'm gonna go back to the hub real quick. Um,
What's up? Happy Sunday, everybody. Yes, sir. What's up, y'all?
all right, all right. So,
Yeah, I need this hockey education, man. I'm catching up.
no
It's a
worries,
great
man.
sport
Yeah,
that gets overlooked over here in this country.
which is crazy because in Canada, that's every other sport other than hockey. Um,
We also have Cristiano, our
I love it, man. No, I love seeing the next generation trying. You know what I mean? So it's awesome. No, so yeah, there was lots of trades, like I say, done. We're just getting into Winnipeg's trades and Seattle's trades now. There was there's a lot going on the West Coast.
Winnipeg's dangerous.
Winnipeg is dangerous. Winnipeg and Oilers are two favorites this year to come out of the West Coast, which Canada hasn't had that in years. Pittsburgh traded Luke Shen to Winnipeg for a 2nd round pick for next year and a 4th round pick for 2027. And Seattle also traded with Winnipeg for Brandon. They traded Brandon Tanev for a 2nd round pick in 2027. So Winnipeg just picked up a heavy defenseman and a heavy forward that are really going to be able to protect the net and also allow more ability to cross the blue line and go score some some goals.
Yeah.
Do you think this affects who is the favorite for the Stanley Cup, or maybe?
I do because I knew Winnipeg was a contender, but I didn't take them as seriously until they just made these two trades. Because Shen and Tanev are two massive pickups.
That's good to know. That's good to know. After COVID, so and any information I can get from the Great White North, I know you guys are tapped in over there. So I
No, and
just said
that's
you started talking the puck.
no, that's how I feel about you with the NBA and NFL. You
Yeah, for
Americans
sure.
have that stuff locked down.
For sure.
Mhm.
All right. Any more trades we need to know about? There were so many. It's hard to keep track.
Sorry, what's that, brother?
Any more trades we need to know about? Or I think you covered all
Yeah,
of them.
yeah. There's still a couple more. We San Jose traded Kunin to Columbus for fourth round pick this year. Also Seattle traded Daniel Sprong, a right winger, to New Jersey for a seventh round pick next year. And I was saying these trades that don't really make a whole lot of sense. I think that's the when teams make a trade and it says for future considerations. I think it's moments like that where it's like we want to take a good player, but we only want to give you a less than perfect draft pick back for them.
That makes sense.
Right?
And
It's like a year or two later.
yeah, you don't want to give up too much.
That's it.
And I was wondering, how surprised are you about the Marchand trade? I was wondering if he was going to be a Bruin for life.
Yeah, well, 16 years, like that's I think his whole career. If not, he played with like maybe one other team for a year or two. But
Okay.
but still most, if not all of his career. And
Well, good bets are like early bets, like the 2026, 2027 bets are pretty good.
You could
Because
use
there's
those
more
picks
money.
pretty soon, huh, son? That's good. He's a good analyst. He's a good intern, but he's paid intern now at this point. So
Like I don't know anything about hockey.
yeah, we're just here to learn. But that was a great master class because there was a ton of trades. It was difficult to make sense of it all. So
like draft picks are important still.
I think
Because
Dirk's trying to get in. Just a heads up. I don't know. He was.
Connor Timmins and center Connor Dewar for a fifth round pick this year from Pittsburgh. And Utah traded Shea Weber, Ratty, and Victor Sandstrom to Chicago for a fifth round pick next year. So, like I say, there's a lot of moves this year. Last year and the year before, it was pretty stale. All the trades were worked out at the start of February, so no one had much going on. There was like maybe two or three squeakers that came through. Versus, I think we had the upwards of 25 players on the move this year.
Yeah, there was a lot of motion. There was a lot of motion.
The Big Ten. So if you and I want to run through plays of the day, he can run through the Big Ten conference stuff with me.
So, can you see me? Can you hear me? All right. Yeah, trying to get all this shit to to work.
No worries, Dirk. Just request again. And we'll try it again. It's okay if we can only hear you. It's something, right? So
Yeah, I'm why the camera's not working on this thing.
yeah, I'm not sure, but like that's okay because, like I say, I figured we were gonna have some technical issues today. We'll kind of get back into it
Yeah, it's cool. It's an old
for
iPad.
next week.
My, next year I'll maybe like run it on my phone or something. I like to run it through my laptop because I got the big screen. You know, do some research while we're looking at some stuff, but it's all good. We'll figure it out.
That's it, man. Exactly. It's like Ray was having some connectivity issues. I guess if you back out to look at something, it freezes out yourself in the broadcast. So YouTube's fickle like that. So it helps to have
Yeah,
the second device, but it's just which device do you want to go on, right?
yeah, that's
I,
exactly what I was thinking. Because when like we'll be chatting and I'll be like looking at lines, if I like flick back to like DraftKings or something, it'll get kind of shaky. So I wanted to kind of separate it, but it's all good. We're working out the details, dog. We're ironing it out.
well, once we're on Restream, it's a lot easier because you can hop out of the stream.
Yeah,
TikTok, Twitch, everything all at once. So,
nice.
um,
Which is
oh, sorry, go ahead.
good, man. Make it a little easier to streamline. Now let's go ahead. Let's hop back into the fucking sports and stop talking about the difficulties.
Yeah, yeah. Did I sent you the plays of the day or the plays of the week, right?
Yeah. I think in the IG chat. Let me pull that up.
Just ran through the first, which was the Shy Gillis on the third. So if you want to run through the Curry, we can go kind of back and forth.
Hell yeah, let me get that pulled up.
And then I have 2 or 3 more I added. So if you don't have the revised version, let me just actually send that over to you now. If I go resend those, Derek, it'll come from my personal again.
Nice.
Up on my
Cool. Got it. Yeah, I wish fucking Ray was here real quick before we hop into this, man. I finally took some unders on my 3-leg for like the first time ever. Hit one. We'll see about it was dude, I don't even know who he was, man. I just happened to like catch him on betting pros. Uh guard for the Pelicans. I'm pulling it up right now. Jordan
I'm 5 and
Hawkins.
0. I'm 5 and 0, projected to be 7 and 0 on action today.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Very nice, man. Yesterday was rough. Can't lie. UFC,
Yeah,
all my
that
UFC
fight.
got destroyed by Pereira losing that decision, man. Oh, good though. It wasn't too rough, but I just had high aspirations, you know. I was like, today feels like a good day. You know what I'm saying? It started good. I think it's gonna end good, but it's all good.
That's it, man. You know, it sucks, but that's what it takes, man. It takes a loss to make you work harder to come back. You know what I mean?
Yep, yep. So I think I'm gonna cash my 3-leg today. Took Jonas Valanciunas under. He's got a 12 in the third quarter, so under 30 should be good. Let's go ahead and hop back into it. I think real quick though, I'm pretty sure we can get Ray in here too. because I was just about to join before he like got kicked out. So if he wants to
Okay,
try to
well,
get in,
Ray, try to rejoin on that link I sent you, and if not, if it doesn't work, write in that it's not, and I'll send it to you again. But I did send you one from the personal account, so
mhm. I think it was gonna work. Like I was like just about to get in, but we'll see. See if I can join in about 5 minutes.
about
So mhm, cool. Hell yeah. Yeah, Curry, man. Jimmy Butler. I To be honest, man, I was talking some junk with my buddy, and he's a Warriors fan, and I was like, dude, for your sake, I hope they don't get Jimmy Butler, man. I just don't see it being a good thing, but it's been a fantastic thing. Um, Curry's finally come into form as we expect him to do. He's kind of people were talking about him maybe tailing off, but recently he's been on fire. Curry scored 56 points in Golden State's victory over Orlando, 121 to 115. Orlando's a hot team, man. That's not nothing to scoff at. They're
yeah.
an up and coming team, strong defense. Um, the highlight of the week though was him blasted one from beyond midcourt. He was quoted saying he had so many of those in his last couple of years. As soon as he let it go, that's in, is what Steve Kerr had to say about it because he just knew. I'm sure he's seen plenty of them. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, Curry,
yeah.
man. Uh, right before that Butler trade, I was betting him quite a bit. His lines are shooting up. He's been playing great.
No, he's an animal. Which he's gonna be in another portion of this later on because he hit a milestone recently. But he no, Steph is no joke, especially with the half court logo shots and 3/4 shots. Like um something else that's something I love about Trayvon Holloman right now on MSU, the Spartans. He's got the 3-pointer with heart as well. So I keep calling
Mhm.
him young Steph Curry. I'm really hoping he pans out in the future and actually becomes something like that as well.
That's a bold statement to say because Steph Curry's such a prolific player in the history of the NBA. I hope he does live up to it. He's playing great. It seems like the league and even the WNBA is shifted more, or still shifted more to that 3 pointer. I thought that was kind of dying out for a little bit, but
Yeah.
it seems like it's back in full force. Caitlin Clark, for example, star of the NBA, can hit those. I want to say logo, but pretty far for the women's game. So hats off to Trey Holloman. I hope he does great. Hard to say that as a Badgers fan. I say that often. But Izzo's got him playing great. The team's playing great. I think that's a dark horse, right? I didn't even say dark horse. Everybody knows they're playing great. That might be a good pick for your Final Four
It's
winner right there.
Tom it's Tom Izzo's 11th
Mhm.
um 11th Big Ten championship.
Damn, that's a lot.
It is.
That's a lot. That's a big league,
Um
and that's a lot of championships.
Dude, it is, and the thing is, the Big Ten conference like like it's no joke. It's we're gonna get into all that in a little bit. Like we won't get into
But
that now because
yeah,
that's something Ray wants to be here be here
cool.
for.
We'll
So
keep on sliding on by then.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
See,
so
that's
here.
how it goes. So you start talking sports, it just starts branching off again. But
Well,
my bad.
Derek Dale too, right? Derek Dale is all about the college ball. Like he's about like anything. He'll find like the niche little teams that don't do well or like are gonna be like. This is the thing. This is when I knew Dale was a baseball fan. Was he started talking about elevation in college basketball? He's like, oh, whoever's coming up to play Colorado at home and they're not used to the elevation. This and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
elevation. I was like, "You're
Mm-hmm.
a fucking baseball fan." He's like, "Baseball's where I shine." And I was like, so Dale wakes up basically mid February and he's awake until football season starts. and he's pretty good. He's pretty damn good with football too. But like MLB and college ball is where he shines. So
Is this Dale or Nick?
yeah, Dale. Yeah.
Dale. Yeah, I can tell, man. Dale's got some knowledge, man.
No,
Yeah.
Nick's a hockey guy and a football guy.
Okay. Okay.
And then they're both darts guys, which is cool because I am too. So it was cool
Mhm.
when I heard that. I was like, fucking let's go obscure sports.
No, yeah. Love to watch some darts, man.
Yeah, it's exciting. Like the Europeans make it a spectacle, right? Like everything they
Mhm.
do.
Oh yeah. The long ass picnic tables, pints of beer.
Sorry, I can't do that on YouTube. I don't want to get kicked off. Some people bake a turkey. I bake myself.
I might have taken a midstream break myself, sir.
Oh, that's why you don't have the camera on. Smart.
Not. I want to get the camera on, but we don't blaze in the house no more.
No, that's smart. You got the kid
Yeah,
around and everything. Like,
yeah.
I see.
Take
I'm
it to the
excited
garage.
because we're like about to own a house here in the summer, and
Yeah. It,
with a victory of 28-118 at TD Gardens. Who did they play in? The Blazers. So, White poured in 41 points of his own, hitting 14 of 26 shots and 9 of his 17 attempts from downtown. And Pritchard erupted with 43 points from the Boston bench, shooting 14 of 20, uh, including a ridiculous 10 of 16 from 3-point land. So
it's
I don't know.
crazy. It's those two, or I don't will not be Celtics very long, in my opinion. I think they'll be gone. They've proven that they can score elsewhere, and they deserve big money. I think they do. Uh, as a fan of a team that's not the Boston Celtics, it'd be great to see him go.
And well, yes, and I exactly. If they actually can do it all and go all the way this year, I could see them being a team that's very much like the Golden State after the Golden State did they three-peated, right?
Did they three? I think they did a couple twos.
Okay, a couple twos. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Couple two runs. But after the last year that they had the good run, that's when they split up, right? Clay Thompson went elsewhere.
Hmm.
Who else was with them? Curry,
Iguodala
Clay
finally
Thompson.
retired.
Who else? There's another like who's the other like third guy that was really big on the team back
Wiggins was gone. I think I forget where he's
then.
at now. He's in Miami, I believe, right? I'm not sure.
Yeah, but right, but like the dream team, right? They love playing ball together, but it's like you did so well playing together. You jive so well as a team, and you guys like let it off each other's hands so well that you made
Hmm.
yourselves hot commodities in the market. And now you're making big change, but you're not playing with the team you had to heart with. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
It can go either way because like look at Klay Thompson right now. Like I'm only betting his unders.
Yeah. It was overs when it was like 11 and 12, but now he's up to like 16, 17, 18. They're unders all day. Unders all day.
Yeah.
And I don't blame the Warriors for shipping him off. He wanted Steph Curry money, but he's not Steph Curry.
No. And like um what do you call it? With Tatum and Brown, like that is who the Celtics have the team cemented around right now, right?
Hmm.
So everyone else is really expandable, and when these guys do come knocking at the door next year for more money, it is going to really be a question. I mean, maybe not next year, whenever their contract's up, but
Hmm.
um, when the time comes, like they're going to be knocking, asking for more money, and is there the room in the cap to keep this team together? Is the question.
Yeah. Yeah, it's year by year nowadays in the NBA. It's getting that way in the NFL too. People are forcing their way out.
Not Saquon Barkley, buddy.
Yep.
Fucking
It-
2 year extension on his 5 year that he played 1 year out in. So we got him for another 6 full seasons.
yeah, I hope he plays great for 6 years. He's a good guy. But the running backs, they wear down quick. He held the ball a lot last year.
But
Um,
he's gonna be the senior running back that's gone the distance. You know what I mean?
mhm.
Like that's what they're gonna use him for is his knowledge.
Yeah. It's here's Ray. It says a max 2 for live.
Yeah, see, it says a max of 2 people for live.
Uh
So
we got
okay,
we
but
got to figure that out for
that's
sure.
no, that's cool. We'll have you hop out and him hop in for
For the
talking
Michigan State.
The Big Ten because that's the stuff he really wanted to touch on. He had lots of notes regarding the Big Ten conference championships and all the teams in the Big Ten. So and even the Big 12. So
Hell yeah.
so if you want to go into the next one, which is the February 6th MSU championship win.
Hell yeah. I can run that real quick and then Ray hop in, or what you want to do? You want Ray to run that?
No. You and I will finish running through plays of the week, and then I'll have him come in for the last segment, and then that way, you guys both got in for like he got in for the tail end of the NHL trade deadline. You hopped in for this, he hopped in for that, and we can between all of it, I can chop up a nice edit.
Nice. Well, 2025 Michigan State Spartans took the Big Ten championship this year. Um, had a little bit of a cushion, 2 game cushion, got 1 game remaining there, so they're already celebrating. They sealed that one with a win over Iowa, 91-84. Jace Richardson poured in 22 points, and Jackson Kohler added 15 with 6 rebounds to lead them to a memorable 91-84 win over Iowa on Thursday night. Tom Izzo, man, we've talked about him multiple times.
He's a genius.
He's got those kids playing great.
It's his ability to know the books from multiple eras. Like he knows the early era, the mid era, and the current era we were in. So
Hmm.
he knows how to mix up those plays where he confuses the other team, and they're seeing crazy shots from downtown when they don't see it coming, and all kinds of stuff, right?
Hmm. Yeah, and it seems like he's got that Nick Saban swagger when it comes to recruiting. He can meet these kids on their level. Um,
Yeah.
Signing good kids out there. He's playing great. I hate it as a Badger fan. We're always knocking on the door. We're always knocking on the door. We're never part of the dance. Not since Frank Kaminsky.
Well, that's always the problem, right? Is the Big Ten and the Big 12 um eat up like a lot of the people's attention, right? Because they're going to be the ones that are on nationally syndicated TV. So like
Hmm.
when you're a high schooler looking to sign with whatever or college or university you're going to go with, you're looking at the nationally syndicated guys to like if they give you an offer, they're the ones you're taking more seriously.
Hmm. 100%.
Why wouldn't you want to be on ESPN on a Saturday afternoon if you could?
Yep. And like I said, man, I think they're a good pick to win the whole thing.
I like it, and they're still like plus like 600, 700 odds. Like they're still not favored in the same way Duke and Auburn and Purdue and a few of these other guys are. So
Even Alabama, after they've had a recent, I wouldn't say tough stretch, but a couple losses. But they did get a big win against Auburn the other day, so they're feeling good. It's gonna be a great tournament. It's gonna be a great tournament.
it is. Oh, I'm so excited for Madness, man. I'm happy the conference shit's like basically done. I think is it Tuesday or Monday? Um, I don't know.
Yeah, I think we gotta get to the conference tournaments this week, which will be pretty good. A lot of money to win out there if you can make the right guesses.
I pay attention to Dale, and I also my favorite play with college ball is the plus spread, because
Hmm.
if they have it at like a plus 4.5 or 5.5 spread, I dive it all the way up into the alternate spreads to the double digits to like a plus 10 or a plus 16 to like, you know what I mean? I boost it up like say eight lines
Yeah,
on the plus.
get about 3, 4
Just gives you a
minus
nice
odds.
cushion. If the team wants to make a comeback, they can make a comeback. If they get blown out, they just got to hold a little bit of heart in there. Like as long as you're making the right um, choices based on the team's prior meetups, um, the coach's ability, the current season stats. Like if you're looking at all the right things, you can make those plus plays where like today. Dale told me Oregon at minus 7.5 was safer than Washington at plus 23, or no, at plus 13.5. And they
Hmm.
ended up going to overtime, and it only ended up being a win by 6. So for the Ducks. So I'm glad I took the plus 13.5 for Washington, right? So
Yeah,
I feel safer with plus spreads.
that's a great way to put it. Um, I'll be thinking about that as we go forward with the tournaments coming up. I had fucking I guess cussing. You gotta stop with the cussing, but I had UNC plus 12.5. Ended up losing by 13. I had them parlayed with uh Duke minus 4.5 first half win and a couple other things, but that was at like plus 800 odds. They lost by that 13 instead of 12.5 and lost that bet, man. That would have been a nice little chunker. But yeah, and to be honest, like pushing it up to negative 12.5 is still odds like minus 200. And I could have pushed it to like, odds like 3 or 4, like you said, and that would have been a winner. And it
Well,
still would have
that's
been
it.
a good winner.
Well, that's the thing I can say about the plus odds, and even if it's a blowout team and they already have the plus odds at like 13, that means on the alternates you can go up to like plus 23.5, plus 24.5, something crazy, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Uh, and it's worth it, like, because especially like now that I'm posting on Action, because it's going to keep track of my different stats in different leagues, and I really want college basketball, NHL, and NFL to shine because I those are the three that I'm most passionate about.
Hmm. Hell yeah.
But I want to dive back into it again. Friday night, Yoick hits the first 30-20-20 triple double in NBA history. With the Nuggets in overtime over the Phoenix Suns, Yoick finished with an to win the further to win and to further cement himself as one of the front runners for this year's MVP.
Hey, put himself in the conversation because SGA was running away with it. It was becoming to be a landslide, but now it's a conversation.
That's it. That's it. It's huge, man. I knew he could play ball, but I didn't expect that high of a triple double. The evolution of the game, I didn't see something like that coming for another 5 years.
Mm-hmm. For real. And I sent you that gift Back to the Future going back in time to bet him 60, but he actually hit 70. I wonder what the odds were on that 70 PRA. That's nuts. Probably never will be seen again.
That's what I mean. Like that's like I say, in 5 years, I don't think it'll be commonplace, but you'll see it maybe 2 or 3 times a year, and then in like 15 years, you'll see it like that'll be the new 3-pointer.
Mm-hmm. Hey, the Nuggets are going to be tough to beat in a 7-game series.
The Nuggets. So like the way I see playoffs right now is definitely Nuggets, Lakers. Um, who else did I have from the West? Nuggets, Lakers, and who else is doing well in the West?
Uh, Isn't Minnesota's in the West, aren't they? Minnesota's technically in the West. Can't
I think
discount
so.
them.
Yeah, like well, maybe that's all I had in the West, but then in the East, you got Cleveland, Celtics, Thunder. Thank you. Holy
No,
fuck,
yeah,
that was gonna kill me. God damn,
yeah,
thank you. I wish he was in the live because he would have been like fucking Thunder, brother. So yeah, Thunder, Lakers,
Warriors, Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry.
and the Warriors
They're
and
surging.
Denver, right? Like that's a lethal combo of games we got coming in the playoffs, and being playoff beards, that's
Mm-hmm.
where I
And
shine.
I'm looking at the standings right now, and the other two that we're not talking about, the Grizzlies and the Rockets, and they're not bad teams either. They're not
Yeah,
bad teams either. It's going to
it's
be interesting in the Western Conference.
it really is. There could be a lot of underdog turnovers because yeah, Houston's a team I want to talk about real quick before we get back into it again. Sangoon and Green and Thompson. Like that's quite a combo.
Yeah, you see that Sangoon poster from like it was yesterday. Forget who he dunked on, man, but I was like, damn, dude was not scared. He was not scared.
I had him for something yesterday. I don't think he hit it, but I was it was a long shot. And I want to shout out really quick Malik Beasley, Cohen Carr, the Big Ten Network, Nil Sports Apparel, all for checking out my stories over the last 24 hours. That's been a rush. That's really cool.
That's huge. That's huge.
The meme that we have going, the cool guy meme. Tomorrow is gonna mark a month of the post, and it's also we're gonna hit 2 mil tomorrow on views. So
That's
that one's
that is nuts, man.
another huge. Um, yeah. So there's lots going on for the collab lab and the sports lab. Um, all the all of the stuff we're working with, Boys Nights Bets, everything is really looking up right now. I
No,
don't mean to shamelessly plug us, but um it's nice what we got going on right now, man. A lot of forward momentum.
yeah, building the foundation of what's to come. Uh,
Right.
I feel the momentum, the good energy. We're gonna keep that flowing, and we're gonna keep it going. That's what I'm all about.
So yeah, do you want to dive into the next Steph Curry one there from Saturday?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Talk about Curry again. 25,000 career points. Only became the 26th player in NBA history to reach that milestone. 26 out of how many people have ever played the NBA? That's nuts.
Draymond assisted the hell out of him all night, man.
Hey, that might have been the night that I cashed that PRA or that PR slip.
It was, man.
He claimed it in the third quarter. 36-year-old finished with 32 points, taking his total to 25,017 points. But he said he had not been keeping track of that lately. Understandable, a lot going on. Jimmy Butler coming in. This is what Curry had to say. He said it was a surprise actually. I knew it was coming up on it, but I didn't think about it until I heard it in the game. Wow, what a moment! What a moment to hit a 3-pointer and hear on the PA that you just joined the 25K club. That's how you find out.
It's
That's nuts.
it's huge, man.
Mhm.
He's something special. Because when he joined the league, a lot of people slept on him during college. And was it who did he play for? Was it Penn
He played
State?
for Davidson out of North Carolina.
That's right.
He was undersized.
Yeah.
He made his mark in the tourney. Made his mark in the tourney.
Yeah, yeah, but all regular season, like he was discounted and looked down on,
Hmm.
and that's why Cohen Carr, Cooper, Trayvon Holloman, like I'm trying my best to put them in my stories often to boost them up because I want these guys to know that they're talented and they're worth the salt. Like, sure, underdog mentality helps, but it's good to feed their ego a bit too, right?
Yep. Yep. 100%. Uh, Curry definitely had to. He was definitely the underdog coming in. How many years did it say? 16 years. 36 years old, so he's probably like 14. He's made his mark.
No,
Uh,
it's like I say, it's quite incredible, man. Like
I kind
yeah,
of doubted him myself. I kind of doubted him myself. He was a stringy guy. The NBA is a physical league. You're gonna get banged around.
okay, so the next one I have didn't send to you properly, I don't think. But um no, it didn't send to me properly either. That's okay. We'll go without the two NHL ones I added. I'll just give that an honorable mention right now. There was someone I can't remember who it was who hit their first regular season hat trick, but also Steven Stamkos hit his 14th career hat trick. We caught that one live. He popped in the second one with 7 minutes 15 seconds left in the um, second period, and I shouted out to all the boys, hop on the Steven Stamkos hat trick right now because he's gonna get it. And then it went to overtime, and or no, it didn't go to overtime. Sorry, he uh, he got it as a second hand in behind the first one. So or in behind the basically there was another goal to break the tie, and then he got the nail in the coffin. So
Nice, nice little
um,
cash.
that's it, man. That's it. So we got two more. So I will go into the Trayvon Holloman. This was this afternoon or this morning. I think the game was at 12 Eastern. Um, Trayvon Holloman in the last game of the regular season hit a career high of 20 points and made three pointers. You couldn't script it any better to close out the Big Ten title Thursday night, and then pound the rivals for emphasis because they played Michigan today. Um, it didn't quite play out so dramatically, uh, but the point was made. Traylon Holloman's career high of 20, capped against Michigan. Tensions picked up against or again in the final minute as MSU's seniors were checking out and kissing the logo, and two Michigan players were standing in the way. Naturally, Holloman was in the middle of it, defending MSU's honor. And Izzo said to the crowd afterwards, "Nobody's taking our tradition. We've done this for years. It'll never die."
Nice senior night. Go out beating the big bad big brother in Big Blue, Michigan.
That's it, man.
Fantastic.
And then like I say, and then for the crowd and for the opposing team to be upset about the tradition of the seniors in the last minute kissing the logo and appreciating their time at Michigan State uh, is such a lack of honor and tradition. I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
disrespect for it.
Yep. And those kids have seen that happen 3 years by other seniors. They've looked forward to that moment, and to have the Michigan Wolverines try to step all over them, it's not surprising. There's a reason why Juwan Howard's not the coach there anymore. It seems like they're not really cleaning up their act. I don't want to talk too much trash about Michigan, but I'm not a big Michigan fan.
Crew, right? Everyone's gonna spoil in the batch. So
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it because these are kids with potential futures, but no, they definitely there needs to be an attitude shift.
Hey.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Emotions run high. It's understandable.
All right, you want to dive into the last one, which is the OV one?
Yep. Go ahead and finish it off here. Obi finally got to the 1600 club. There's been a lot of talk about Obi. He's getting close to passing Gretzky's mark.
9 more.
Yep, 9 more. This was a benchmark on the way. Scored goal number 886, 886 goals. That is crazy. The goal came.
Oh,
as
sorry, it's the 1600 point club. Sorry, I put goal. It's 1600 point club.
yeah. We're talking about the 1600 point club, but it was his 886 goal.
Yeah.
That's still nuts as a statistic in itself. And that's the next benchmark that we're coming on with Gretzky. 1600 career point of his 20-year tenure in the league. I can't believe it's been 20 years already. We're getting old.
I know, man. I can still remember when he joined the league, him and Crosby, and I was like, "Oh, look at this new batch of youngins and this and that." Like,
Yep, they've carried hockey all these years. The goal came as many for Ovechkin this season. The Capitals were leading the Seattle Kraken by 1 in the waning minutes of the game. With the Kraken net empty, Ovi was able to shovel the puck from center ice, backhanded into the goal to seal the victory. A nice and easy one for his 1600 point. He's in good company. A lot of names that people know: Wayne Gretzky, Yamir Yager, Mark Messier, Gordie Howe, Ron Francis, Marcel Dion, Steve Yzerman, Mario Lemieux, Sid the Kid, and Joe Sakic. That's good company.
it is. That's great company.
Joe Sakic. Haven't thought about that name in a long time. That dude was a boss.
You
Colorado Avalanche back
same
in the
thing with
day.
Messier, man. Messier, I haven't heard that name in years either. I remember when he was the assistant coach for Team Canada, and that everyone was freaking out.
Yamir Yager. Generational mullet. One of the best mullets you'll ever see. I need that wig. That'd be a
Oh
good
man,
Halloween
around
costume.
Canada we call that a Scarborough neck scarf.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, man. No,
Alrighty,
so
man.
yeah,
Well,
lot of milestones this week in sports.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hopefully next time we can maybe like sink in some actual like clips or something. Of
Well,
like maybe Curry hitting
that's
it.
coming in on the edits, so that'll be everything we've done here. I'll be whittling down, and I'm gonna almost do it like TSN and ESPN, and have the picture in picture have like, whatever our colors all in and have the picture in picture with the clips going as we're talking about it. So
Gotcha. Hell yeah, it's gonna look great. It's gonna look great.
yeah, nice to get it. So everyone will be happy with that. I'll make sure it goes out on all social medias, as well as the actual full podcast will be released here on YouTube. So everything you're seeing here will be whittled down to a nice, concisive podcast for you to consume. Once we get over all the technical issues figured out with cameras and everything too, we'll have more expression on everyone's faces, a lot more jokes, a lot like more banter going on. It'll be
Yeah.
a bit smoother. So
Hey, we're figuring it out. I think it's going well.
I think stepping stones, right? Like we were saying, you can't um when you're a toddler, you can't reach the cereal on the top shelf, but by the time you're a teenager, you can pass it to your little brother, right? So
Hell yeah, I like that. All right then, my bros. I'll hop
all
off
right,
here.
no, that was yeah, dude, it was awesome having you in. Again, we'll have the sports lab running more functional where we can get all three in next Sunday, and expect this to drop either Tuesday late afternoon or Tuesday night. That'll be kind of our drops for the podcast. And if there's anything you want to plug before you hop off, Dirk, feel free, man. I know your IG's doing quite well. You're over 500 followers now, so floor is yours.
All right. Hey, thanks for having me. Just a short plug. Who I am. I'm Dirk. Dirk Tales on IG. Uh, I'm just collabing with the collab group, the collab lab. We're getting down. Sports lab. We're winning money. We're having a good time doing it. Come hang out with us. Um, thanks for everybody that has popped in. I got to give you one of them teas right there. Hopefully next week you'll see my face. And hey, appreciate you, Drew. Um, we'll pass it
Always,
off to Ray.
always, man, always. Yeah, no, yeah. So again, yeah, follow Dirk Tales. I'm gonna make sure in the edit we put his IG handle up there. Maybe we'll show a bit of his profile. NFL, or sorry, not NFL, NBA, kind of what's going on. He's just a good insider. He's following what everyone else is doing to see the general consensus and make sure it's more than one mind coming together to come up with these master slips. So, yeah,
Very nice. I
great to
appreciate
have you
y'all.
as always.
All right, I'm
And
signing off.
yeah,
I'll let y'all later.
all right, sounds good, man. All right, let's swap. Let me know if you need that link again. Bum, bum, bum. We take the unders. I said add. We take the under. There it is.
Hey, what's going on?
I'm also a master with the AI for songs. My partner locks and layups from Boys Nights Bets. His real name's Tiberius, and the joke at work was he loves to steal scrap metal, and he loves the sports bet. So we made I made an AI song, but it sounded terrible. So I imported the lyrics from it and put it in another AI app. And I made a banger of a song about him stealing scrap metal and sports betting on company time and shit. And it was great. So I'm gonna use that same technology and see if I can't come up with an ESPN Sports Center type of jingle to start our plays and our segments.
Hey, I like it, man. Just a collective of ideas, and it's working well for us. It's winning money on the bet side, but we're also making some cool content. So it's a sports lab, baby. This is your sports content lab, and this is one of the best places on the internet where you can get caught up. You know what I'm saying? Without the BS, without the fillers.
That's right. Without all the hidden agendas, just straight facts. And with that being said, we wanted to talk about the Big Ten and the Big 12. I'm really only good for the conference champions and what's gone on with MSU. I'm new to college ball, but Trey won me over with that 3-pointer at the buzzer beater against Maryland, and I've been hooked ever since. So I got information on them, but I know you wanted to dive in about uh, the other teams in the structure and how things look like going into madness. So floor is yours, man. Tell us your thoughts.
Hey, I appreciate it, playoff. So just wanted to give a little breakdown with the major conference tournaments coming up this week because we already had some really good mid-major action this past weekend. We had Drake winning today. Drake, who could be a major threat going forward in March Madness. But I just wanted to give a quick breakdown of my analysis with these upcoming major conference tournaments. So, starting off with the Big Ten, because we're kind of a Big Ten house around here. Um, you know, we really like what Michigan State has been doing, and they are at the top of the standings. They were just named the regular season champions. So that's all said and done. However, for the conference tournament, I do predict we haven't seen the bracket yet, but I do think Maryland will play Michigan State in the conference final as long as the brackets properly align. I think that Michigan State will take it. Oh, perfect.
Then we are looking at Michigan State doing a 7-peat, and then if they end up beating Maryland, that's an 8-peat to become the tournament champ.
So I think we're in agreement pretty much that, Michigan State right now looks like the favorite, and Maryland does have the path to where, if they do what they're supposed to, they should at least make it to the final. I really like their player named Derek Queen. He's going to the NBA. They also have another player going to the NBA, which I didn't realize, and starting to learn more about him. So I do like Terrapins versus Spartans there. And then let's see what else.
Budgeon, and he'd say nothing good about the players on the thing. He'd say we just need to work harder. We just need to work harder. Now he's saying like my players have such great dunks that they should be worth 6 goddamn points.
Mhm. He's definitely embracing this team he's put together, and I think he can see, as we can see, that this could be another one of those really good Michigan State Final Four runs, definitely. And so, looking at the Big 12 conference, because I am in Big 12 country right now. I saw the bracket today. The tournament's going to be in Kansas City. If you get a chance to see the Big 12 tournament court that they're going to be playing on, it's a really sick looking court. And I do think it's going to be Texas Tech versus Houston in the Big 12 conference final. I don't see too many underdogs winning conference tournaments. I just think Houston, they have another experienced coach in Kelvin Sampson, and Houston also has a certain type of style of play that's specific to them. They like to slow you down. I do think, though, that Texas Tech will be the only one in the conference tournament that'll give them any serious run because Texas Tech, I've seen them in person, and they can play fast or slow.
So I'm looking at that right now, and it's BYU versus Houston and Texas Tech versus Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona's really, really struggling right now. They lost to Kansas, going through the thick of that Big 12 schedule. And BYU is my third favorite team in that tournament there. I do like them, maybe even to make a little March Madness run, but I do believe, at least for the Big 12 final, I'm thinking Texas Tech and Houston.
You think if I put the BYU plus 7.5, that might be safe, or do you think I should play it a bit higher? Do you think we should? You know what?
So they're playing the
Let's
first.
see.
So they're playing the first round or whatever it's called. BYU and Houston.
BYU and Houston are set to play Friday.
I'm curious, what's the over under on the points there?
Oh wait, we're only on the 9th. What am I talking about?
Because I was gonna say, the lines and things like that might change. You know, that would make sense because Houston probably has the first round bye, I would think. But
Or maybe
Houston is
maybe
actually
this
my
is
dark
just
horse
set.
for the tournament champion. They're my dark horse just because they're like top 5 or 6 team all year. I
Yeah, I
definitely.
think I think this is just based on um the records already. They know that it's gonna break down to this on Thursday the 13th. Is
Yeah, we'll definitely have to wait and see how it plays out, because the conference tournaments are unique because the teams are playing every day, 3 days in a row or sometimes 4 days. So yeah, it makes it interesting. It's also where it helps that those teams have a bye week. Some of those really, really good teams like Duke, you know, they get one game off. Really helps them. Right. We'll find out 1 week from today.
we'll basically we'll be reporting on the conference championships next week, like when we get into the college ball at the end of the podcast. So
Well, yeah, all I'm doing was just predicting who I think is gonna, be in those
get there.
finals. So the only two I have left is SEC and ACC. I'm gonna do last because the SEC, I feel out of the major conferences, this is the hardest tournament to predict. Especially with Alabama coming back into form on Saturday with the overtime game winner. Um, I do believe that Auburn makes the SEC final. It's difficult to determine, but I would say Alabama and Auburn in the final again. Hate to sound redundant, but I think Tennessee has a shot, but that's really it. Texas A&M also has a chance, but watching that Alabama versus Auburn game, both times this year they have been master classes, two of the best games of the whole season. So I would take them again for SEC final. And the last one, which I think is really tough, and some people might be sleeping on this ACC final coming up. I think Duke wins the ACC tournament, but they'll go against Louisville. Louisville has continued to show me time and time again, even on some winning slips, that Louisville's the most consistent besides Duke. Clemson is up there, but Clemson hasn't played the same schedule that Louisville has. So ACC final, I think Louisville versus Duke. I think the Dukies take it, man. Cooper Flag trying to show us something. And yeah,
I
that's it for the
like it.
conference tournaments, baby. Let's run.
I wanted to just check in. I had one more slip out for tonight.
Let's get a live update on San Francisco. Are
That
they
is,
looting or are they playing
you
basketball?
know exactly what I'm looking for right now.
Yeah, because I want to say that's the real, well, what I like to call, for me personally, that's the real degenerate action that's left, because I think that's the last game.
San Francisco is up 3 with 4 minutes left in the first half.
And you had
San Francisco has possession.
and you had
Washington missed a rebound. San Francisco has possession again.
and did you say you had San Francisco on the plus side on your?
Oh, sorry, San Francisco's up by 5.
So that's good for your slip, huh?
Yeah, I have them at -3.5. Dale had them at -4.5. I was able to get them at -3.5.
Oh shoot! Just curious, what book did you use? The Canadian
FanDuel,
one? Oh
FanDuel,
shoot!
and
See
now
the
and now and now live they are at -6.5.
see this is why it's good to line shop. I'll tell you that from a rookie,
Yeah,
from a
man.
rookie better, but a veteran sports watcher.
I'll even
Believe
put up
that.
play by play as we're talking here, and I'll put out throwouts of big plays I see.
Hey, very
Um,
nice.
yeah, man. What else? Like outside of what I sent you, what else did you like in sports this week? Like what other big things happened in your mind?
So there was one obscure thing I was thinking of, but while I try to remember that, I was gonna say that I heard y'all talking about the fights on Saturday. Obviously, Pereira losing, at least for the general public and the betting public, was a huge surprise.
Yeah.
But I mean, there were other good fights
We called
in there too.
we did call the Ruffy by knockout. Ruffy win by knockout to take King Green and knock Bobby's jaw off the block, and he did that.
Yes, and I'm definitely sending my prayers out to the homie No Name, man. That shit was messed up, and I think he's gonna now win his next 14 slips in a row. But I think a lot of people, including me, man, took some L's over there from that one. But I'm a big Pereira fan, so
Offered me to double my money cash out because I put down 20 and it was to win 105. and they offered me an early cash out of $41, and I wish I would have taken it in hindsight and just replaced Pereira for another 20. And then I would have at least walked away with my initial investment regardless, right? So
I was thinking about it and I had a slip. I could have done the same thing, and it was like 35 that they were offering me. And I was like, nah, I'm gonna let it ride. My boy Chama's in there, about to get in there. But did you see that kick from Ruffy? Ooh.
oh, that's what I mean. The final blow kick was just I saw it on your story this morning and I had to repost it myself. Like that was just that was a kick from hell.
Oh, seriously, man, what a performance. And he definitely came through. Great performance by him as King Green goes down. And it wasn't even a punch this time, just a kick. And also, interesting to see that Gaethje fight, which he won. Uh, he's actually an Arizona guy, so um, you know that was good to see that. He's a little bit of a knucklehead sometimes, but he's a tough sob, man, and you know, cool to see him come through again. It was a good card.
The Big Ten.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Cutting it or anything. Oh, my phone is about to just before it goes. Oh shit, 1%. That was we almost alive.
Well, I'm glad you caught it.
Look at like I say, Tom Izzo. Look at him embracing the team, man. Like that's him and Trayvon, man. That's
It's great to see, and I watched most of the game. It was destruction, especially when it comes to beating your rival like that, and the importance of Spartans versus Wolverines. On the broadcast, they even broke down all the different sports and where who's winning overall in every sport. Michigan versus Michigan State, and they even broke down the esports. Wasn't aware that there was college esports, but you know, Michigan is Michigan's.
evidently.
It's crazy, huh?
It is, man. I don't know. The future is a scary place. Um,
We need to start an esports team once we get more of our sports lab shit established.
that would be sick. Sports lab esports.
I'll be on the basketball team. I mean, I can play Madden. I'm decent, but I feel like my best sports are 2K and probably.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so again, trying to stay away from ESPN and the big dogs. I like to get my news from the second and third hand markets. So one of my go-to is Yahoo Sports. They put
Ah,
together a really nice fantasy app for the fantasy group. So I really like them for their sports analytics. Aside when we don't have something prepared, and I did want to talk about like I say, MSU sweeping the regular season for the Big Ten with 6 straight wins.
so unexpected.
So unexpected, but like this is what Tom Izzo does, right? Like this is his 11th um, regular season champ. So can you really be that surprised? This is what Tom Izzo does.
Not at all. And I had put it in the chat earlier before I was able to jump back in that I just think college basketball feels right when Michigan State is relevant with a top, Final Four caliber team. And they've surprised some people in past years. They don't have to have a top seed, to make a run. Izzo's an absolute legend, and seeing the way he's embracing these players, watching the game today, I made sure to sit and watch as much as possible because it's great to see, and we don't know how long he's going to keep doing this.
Well, I don't know, man. Just watching him celebrate here right now. Like I'm watching the video, which is gonna be like somewhere down here or over here when I make the edit. Man, just watching him with the boys, like I say, it's crazy from the Tom Izzo I grew up watching. Um, he like I say, he was colder. He was just always telling the players, "We got more work. We're underdogs. We got more work," and that was his method. And something's changed in him in his personal life, or something's changed in him with just personal growth. I don't know. This is great though.
Yeah, it's great to see, and how he's helping these young men, and I'm sure he's teaching them some things about life because you can kind of just see it in the pictures that they got a good vibe, they got a good a good bond up in there. So
So, what do you call it? They ask Yahoo Sports here asked 3 questions regarding Michigan State. And then I'm gonna give you their answers, and then I want to hear your answers, Ray. Um, the first one is, can Michigan State sneak into the number 1 seed line? Um, they say after starting the season unranked, Michigan State has emerged as one of the nation's best teams, entering the conference tournament play on a 7-game winning streak that includes 5 wins over ranked teams, 2 of them being over rival Michigan. The Spartans appeared as the locked number 2 seed in the NCAA tournament and will hope to make a case for the number 1 seed in Indianapolis. Is a long shot that requires some significant help from the SEC tournament. Either way, the Spartans are playing their best ball, and at the right time are at this right time are red hot entering tournament play. So what's your thoughts? Do you think they can sneak into the number 1 seed?
they might need a top team to lose, and that could happen. But even if they get the number 2 seed, um, that's fine for them to make a run. Being a number 2 seed, you're usually still close to home, so they
And
probably won't have to
and
travel as far.
either way, you're playing like a 16th or the 15th team, not the 16th team. Like you're still got a great shot.
Exactly, and they seem to have the chemistry to make a deep run. It's also possible that a team like Houston could lose in the conference tournament, which would allow MSU to sneak in there into that number 1 line. But I've noticed that the top 2 seeds tend to get that geographic priority, which really helps. You don't want to travel far. As a bunch of kids, there's a lot of
until
distractions
until
out
they
there.
potentially meet each other, right? So,
Yeah,
no,
definitely. And I
that's
think MSU is a huge dark horse, even though they're a top 10, top 5 team. So
absolutely. The second question they ask is, can Michigan turn things around? Meanwhile, Michigan Wolverines have been spiraling after a 14-3 big start to the after a 14-3 start to the Big Ten play. The Wolverines have lost 3 straight, and 4 of their last 6, including Sunday's lopsided loss to Michigan State in the regular season finale. The Wolverines are slipping into the NCAA bracket projections and are looking to refine their footing at a run in Indianapolis. Do you think Michigan can turn things around?
I don't like it right now for Michigan or Purdue because I've noticed a trend in the Big Ten that you have teams that are moving up, which is Michigan State and also Wisconsin, showing consistency, and then maybe even Illinois moving up a little. And that's bad for the teams that are on a downward trend, which I would say is Purdue and Michigan. Without knowing too much about Michigan, I would say that other teams are probably figuring them out. That's what happens the second time around in the league. And
Mhm.
I do see the same thing happening with Purdue. I don't like either one too much going forward.
And this is something Dirk and I were just talking about. Like Michigan has a bad attitude too. Like the crowd that were from Michigan, and a few of the players themselves didn't like the way the seniors were doing the tradition of kissing the logo, and all that. And Izzo
Yeah.
basically said to shove it because the tradition isn't going anywhere, and we're not going anywhere. So. Um, I really don't see. I see Michigan going forward in the SEC tournament, getting themselves like to the halfway or a little bit of past the halfway point, but I don't see them with the longevity.
Yeah, I'd have to agree there. I think with Michigan and Purdue, it just ain't their year. Just put it that way. Purdue wishes they had Zach Edey back, but he ain't coming back through that door.
No, no.
So the connection was lagging a little bit, but I think I heard enough to be able to answer the question there. Um, I kind of like as far as like to to at least make somewhat of a run and stay on the bubble, I guess, and not have their bubble burst. Um, I would say I would say Indiana and Illinois are playing decent right now. Indiana's playing a little better than they were before. Ohio State's kind of up and down. That's a very, very close game to call. Um, but if Ohio State and Indiana are playing, I would take slight edge to Indiana. And then just the other one I would mention is Illinois. They're actually kind of sneaking up on some people right now. I've just started paying more attention to the Big Ten recently, and I've noticed at the same time that you know Illinois' uh, Illinois' form is improving, and they got some good players over there.
What do you now? What do you think about Nebraska? Do you think that they have played themselves out of contention with the five straight losses, or do you think if they catch a couple more, they can go back on a positive trend and Nebraska can put themselves back in the bubble?
Seems like the Big Ten is too competitive, and there's no room, for Nebraska anymore. After the loss to Iowa today, and it was an ugly loss. You know,
Um, yeah,
well, that guy that was famous on the internet in the betting circles, the guy that was famous for his ladder challenge where he always bets the minus 400
yep.
favorites. He either lost or he cashed out because he picked Nebraska and they were losing big. So, you know, he might have probably cashed out, I guess, unless he just didn't know about it and let it ride. And that was a minus 400. So yeah, I think
We're at
Nebraska's
half.
cooked.
we're at halftime in the San Francisco game. San Francisco's up by 2.
Ah,
34-32.
I don't know what their team name is, but come on, San Franciscans, you mother bucks. Yeah, I didn't jump onto that action, but yeah. Hopefully they pull through. I want to say they're the Dons, but man, I don't know college basketball that deeply.
What did you say you thought they were?
The Dons, maybe?
Yep, the San Francisco Dons versus the Washington State Cougars.
You know, I'm gonna see if there's a FanDuel trivia and try to win some money on there. I mean, they got trivia at the Chili's restaurant at the Red
Hey,
Lobster, so
maybe if we do actually do our own app and we do subscription for parlays, this and that, one thing could be, if you win the trivia knowledge for the month in the trivia game that we set up, you can you can win like a free month subscription to the parlay group.
I kind of like the sound of that. And I was thinking too. Another trivia question for us is, true or false? Do I look like I should be giving the Saudi Arabian sports report with
Okay,
this wonderful
okay.
beach?
It looks like this guy might be in his apartment, but he is actually in a bunker underground, hiding for
Uh,
fear from the U.S. government.
we've got the underground sports stories from the underground Middle East.
Bacala, bacala.
Buckle up, brother.
I have a crazy story from the desert.
I'm giving you that Saudi Arabian Cristiano Ronaldo update. Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Well, you see, the game is called on a sandstorm.
I had a girlfriend named
Uh,
Sandy once. Um, what do you think about Duke, man? Have you been watching Duke? They're
um,
destroying
I,
people. Can
I,
they win
I
it all?
haven't been just because I know they're a front runner. I thought there probably wasn't much point in paying attention to them until pretty much this point. Like I probably pretty much got to go back and watch their highlights of their last 3, just to understand kind of where they're at for pace. If they push it all out them now going forward in the tournament, but up to this point, I knew they were a front runner, and they weren't going to be the school that I was going to land on because I've always been an underdog guy. Like that's how I landed on the Eagles in 2015. So I've always been an
Yeah.
underdog guy. So that's why MSU won me over. Um, But like I say, yeah, going forward, I'll be looking at what Duke's doing. I was paying a bit of attention to Auburn. Like Auburn, a pretty nasty beast itself. Like what are they up to now? Like I've been off them because I've been so MSU focused for the last week. But
Well, they've been ranked number 1, but I think for the first time they might fall to number 2 after losing to Alabama on that buzzer beater. But they're
okay,
definitely either first or second, just because Duke plays in a weaker conference. So that's why Duke has been ranked number 2, and they've been winning their games by 30 to 40 points. So yeah, I do think Auburn wins their conference tournament, but it's going to be that might be the most entertaining conference tournament of all because there's some good teams when you talk about Texas A&M, Kentucky, and like Tennessee, even Missouri, who I never hear anybody talk about. Missouri's pretty good. Now we'll see how Missouri plays away from home, but I do think SEC will be for conferences will be the most entertaining. I'll try to watch some when I can.
Well, if we were to ask Dale right now, he would tell us, well,
No, yeah, definitely. That's where, when we used to have like the Mountain West Conference, that was definitely a big thing, but I don't know if anyone's playing their conference tournaments in a high elevation, not that I'm aware of. But like the Big 12 one is in Kansas City.
well, not just elevations, also time zones. Like if it's a West Coast team, or sorry, if it's an East Coast team playing on the West Coast, at 11:30 Eastern, they're not used to playing at that time, right? They're used to playing between 3 and 7.
That's what's going to make some of them like the Big 12 interesting, especially when we find out the times of the games. Just because Big 12 is really spread out from like Arizona all the way to uh, the University of Central Florida is in the Big 12 now. So you have UCF, for example, might fall victim to the situation you're talking about, coming from the Eastern time. It's
I'm
gonna be
just
interesting,
here.
man.
I'm just here on my action, seeing how things look. Um, no, my NHL. How did my NHL fare? Why won't it show me everything? I have to get the app.
I'm gonna make this over on goals week. We're gonna try to hit every reasonable over on goals that we possibly can.
Okay.
I think we can do it. And then we can avoid the hockey money lines. Well, you're our resident hockey expert. Of course you did.
It's not showing me. I hit the Stamkos one yesterday.
Yeah, that was a good call. First time ever I've had a hat trick cashed. That was good. Smooth, a smooth payday, a smooth operation.
Um, how do we see this in a different format? Well, right now, I obviously hit it. I put the Dallas money line. I should just be looking that up. Um,
Hmm.
Dallas Stars. Yeah, Dallas won 4-1. So I hit my hockey. Um, I also had the Sacramento Kings. How's that game looking? That game is into OT. That does not fare well for me, but there's only 20. I had it at under 29, 221 and a half. And it
Oh,
is currently at 219 with 21 seconds left in the OT.
oh yeah. That game scared me to death. And I had a very high number for a Zubac under, so that probably failed. But that's okay.
But
That's a tough game.
either way, I am up. I only had yesterday and today, and then I had yesterday's mess up with the UFC. Um, but
Just
overall, right now in 2 days, I am up 4.28 units on my action.
That's good stuff, and I'll have to check out what my numbers is because today was better than yesterday, for sure. Although yesterday morning was really smooth. Yeah. Very nice, very nice.
No, I'm trying to make sure I only put out the most educated plays. Like, we fuck around and we throw whatever on slips, but I'm kind of done with that. I'm done with uh quantity. It's about quality now. We need to hone in on, three or four single plays and one, two, or three leg parlay that we all full heartedly believe in, and kind of leave it at that. I think we need to start thinking about it in what would you feel comfortable in giving your grandma.
So this is why the ones that are posted on my stories, those are the ones that I would recommend tailing or like I feel comfortable. That's why I put them on the story. Anything that I don't put in the story is either me just having fun or it's like something I'm less confident in. But anything that I put as a pick, I want all those to hit. So that's why I put both of the ones luckily that hit tonight. Wasn't like that on
Ah,
Saturday, of course, but I hit both with the Tobias Harris and Jaden McDaniels PRA. Uh, real good, real good night.
I got lucky. I hit the slip because I had it at under 221.5, and the final score was 221.
Let's go.
That puts us at nine. It puts us at 9-2 for the record. Now I just need San Francisco to come, and that is 10-2.
That's good because I think I've balanced everything out and I've kind of rounded into form like the past 4 or 5 days. Real strong. Only just Saturday night. That's it. But yeah, really been killing the soccer. And lately, I think I've been finding some really good NBA lines. Exactly what I was hoping to do to find those, Jaden McDaniels and those, Malik Beasley's, Tobias Harris. That they get a little more usage right now because the stars are tired. You know,
Yep, yep.
some of the
You know,
stars are even getting a game off sometimes
it's
for the rest.
the Quentin Post and the Isaiah Colliers of the world are getting their time.
God, I need to check the Quentin Post stats because I probably missed one game of betting him. But man, Jaden McDaniels is like 3 for 3 on play of the day in like the last week and
There's
a half, which is insane.
there was a new kid I bet on um today. I always put a cap on what people say. So Dale said the Sacramento Clippers game to be under 218.5. I heightened it to 221.5 because I was like, no, that scares me. Like anything under
Yeah,
220 is sketchy. So
yeah.
um so I heightened it, and then same thing my buddy put me on. If I can find the game, it was this afternoon. Um,
Any
what was
game
the
in
af-
today's NBA, I wouldn't want to go under 220,
what
just
was
the
what
way that
was the
they play now.
afternoon game? It was Denver, right?
Denver and Oklahoma City was one of them.
Yes. So it was someone in Oklahoma City. So let me.
I mean, I think that was the morning, but that was one of the games today. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, that was the morning one. So he gave me someone on the Thunder to put money on. Chet Chet Holmgren. He said put him down for, I think it was the over on 18.5, or no, 16.5. and I lessened it to 13.5, and he hit 14.
And that's what
I'm
I
telling
mean
you,
when I
there's something about Cap and other people's knowledge. It's like you're on the right track for that guy, but you're putting him too high.
yeah, no, absolutely. That's
Like
that's that's
Isaiah Joe. Isaiah Joe is a bum today. He got 5 points and fucking 2 assists.
I've also been very careful about every now and then, if I heard a good line and it sounded good to my ear, I would go with it. Just every now and then, like with not enough research. But now I'm really researching everything, even the quote unquote sure things. I'm taking a quick look and yeah, been doing really good. I can't wait to add it up because especially today.
Joic and Porter both hit a double-double today.
Yeah, Jokic did good for me too. Um, I've cashed a couple. Well, I was about to cash with him today, but the other person on the slip let us down, or something happened. I can't remember. Huh? Yeah, he's good. He's a good player. Him and Chet make the Thunder dangerous because they're both big dudes.
Well, and it gives guys like Shy something to actually guard.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But I think we should probably wrap it up for the night. It
Absolutely.
is 12:30 my time, so I want to give you the floor though one more time to shout out your channel and what you're doing. You can shout out your Knight Rider AZ as well. Like, just floor is yours for the next couple minutes. Plug away, brother.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. You're a trooper, man. And yeah, just shout out my Instagram page. It's at We Take the Under. We give a daily play or two, something you can run with. We like to put some funny sports content on there, and we do a lot of breaking news and give our perspective on what's going on. The perspective of people that actually know the news. We're not just spitting it. And, um, this is the Sports Lab page we're on here on YouTube, and it's popping up more and more. We've got Sports Lab on Instagram as well. If you go to Instagram, just put in Sports Lab Original. It should pop up. You find if you put it all in one word, and we are going to make something far better than ESPN. No bias, no BS, just real, all in your grill. You know what I mean? I started this internet journey doing my mountain bike content and cycling content, and that's called Night Rider AZ. That's the page I'm using right now here on the YouTube. But We Take the Under is very important to me as a huge sports fan, and it's going to grow on multiple platforms. There's more to come, and
Yep,
we'll be linking it here so you can find out about it.
that's it, man.
Oh yeah,
That's it. What are you at for followers now? Like 550 or something?
we're up a little bit over 600, and it's
Wow.
you know what I mean. It's amazing. I thank all the fans for supporting and liking everything's comments, and it's inspired me
That's
to get in
awesome,
the
man.
content lab tonight. I'm keeping the sports lab open late, and check tonight or in the morning for some new flavor in your ear.
No, it's crazy, man. Like you guys your accounts are climbing faster than mine, but I'm getting looks from different things. So it's weird how Instagram's algorithms work different for everyone. And like some people works for them where like their content's being seen by outside sources, and then some like the accounts grow faster. But I'm just glad that we're all on some sort of personal growth. Like nobody's stagnant. You know what I mean? Everyone's moving forward, and something positive is happening with everyone's accounts in the Collab Lab, which is a collaborative group of a bunch of cappers and guys with sports knowledge. And we have, I think, 15 or 16 members in there now. And we're gonna cap it off at 25 when we hit there. But it's the class of 25. It's all the up and comers. It's people you're gonna see a lot of over the next 5 to 10 years. So just keep your eye out for anything you see from the Collab Lab, or you see in our pages tagged with multiple people. That is the Collab Lab. That's people you want to know.
I'm telling you, man, and can't wait for us to do big things with this, and maybe we'll meet up, have a little party sometime in Vegas, or sometime at the Canadian casino there. Might have to hit Montreal or something. Casino Royale.
Casino Rama. We got Great Blue Heron. We got a bunch. We got the Ajax Downs.
It's just good to get sports from people who actually know what's going on. We follow the sports, we watch it. We bet the sports, we know the sports, and we're bringing it straight to you.
Nope, that's it, brother.
But
That's
yeah,
absolutely it.
thanks for
So
having me on.
no, hey man, no. This is even though it's the channel that I'm the one going live with, this is our baby. This is me, you and Dirks.
Yeah,
This is us. This is no like thanks for having me on stuff with you and Dirks. This is the group. This is us,
the sports lab, baby.
So yeah, the sports lab, man.
You too. This is the motherfucking sports lab.
Fwa, fwa, fwa.